Hi everyone, welcome to EDY630 Model Programs in Early Childhood Education, Fall of 2024. Excuse the lawnmower outside, but every time I start to record, it seems like there's something going on out there, so I'm just going to roll with it. So to get started, I wanted to let you know that each week I'll be doing a video like this, and it'll be sort of an introductory overview to the module for that week. So this week, I'd like you to first take a look in Module 1, and the very first section that you're going to come to is the outcomes, overview outcomes and summary of activities. In this, you're going to see that it's very important to start working on where you're going to do your observation that is due in week 7. The reason why I really push you to do this in week 1 is if you have any difficulties making arrangements, it gives you a little bit of wiggle room with some time to do that. I would also suggest going into Module 7 and taking a look at the rubric as you do, make arrangements to do this observation to make sure that you're gathering all the information you need in order to do well on the assignment. So that's one thing that you will see very consistently from me, is that I will remind you to always look at the rubric before you do an assignment and be able to maximize how well you're able to perform on that assignment. If you have any questions, if they're general in nature, put them in the general questions in our discussion board. If they're personal, feel free to send me a message in Blackboard and I will do my best to answer them as quickly as I can. You'll also notice that we do not have a textbook for this class. Each week in the Read, Watch, Listen section, there are going to be readings, excuse me, sometimes videos, sometimes websites for you to explore. This week, we're going to be looking at developmental theories and theorists. So you have 4 readings and some pretty short videos about Froebel, Montessori, John Dewey, Erickson, and hopefully you will find those different kinds of ways to access the information helpful. I hope so. Our first discussion is this week, and you're going to notice that in the discussion every week, you're going to see the same directions. You are to, every week, your initial response to the prompt should be between about 500 and 800 words, and make sure that your initial response to the prompt is posted by Thursday at midnight. You then will have the remaining few days of that week to respond to your classmates. You should have your initial response to the prompt with in-text citations and references. That's how I can see your connections to your learning and to any research you've done with your initial response to the prompt. So in total, you should have a minimum of 4 discussions posts to the discussion board. It's really important that you make connections to what your learning is as you do these posts. And excuse me. If you have any questions, let me know. For this week, it's really going to be very simple. And as far as making connections, it's not so important this week because it's really an introduction to yourself. So you're going to tell us a little bit about yourself, about, what you're studying in school, how far along you are in your studies, have you been working in the field of early childhood education, hobbies that you might have, anything interesting about yourself that you'd like to share. And then make sure you tell us as a class at least 2 things that you want to either learn about or learn more about in this course. And then we're going to move on to our theorist assignment. This assignment is going to be in 2 parts. So you're going to be doing it this week and next week. So you will see an announcement. It does have theorists, and you will see that both as an attachment and in line, I've assigned you to theorists, both in week 1 and week 2. You should be able to see which ones you're assigned. You'll see that there are other classmates assigned as well. You're also going to find a link to a Padlet. And on that Padlet, there will be a page for the theorist that you've been assigned. You can choose to either do your own thing, or you can reach out to whomever else was assigned that theorist, and you can divide and conquer. You can take a look at the rubric, see what you need to do in order to have a nicely done assignment. And then you can go ahead and split the work up with your classmate and do the page together. If you run out of room on your page, go to the bottom of the Padlet and just grab a blank page and drag it up next to, right underneath the one that you're working on, label it, and just continue your work on that page. Be very, very sure that you take a screenshot of your work and upload it to turn in your assignment. Otherwise, it's really, really difficult for me to tell whose work is who and make sure that I keep all of the grading straight. So I'd really appreciate if you do that. I know this is probably a new thing for you to do, so hopefully it won't be too stressful. And certainly for week 2, it should be a snap. The good thing is, at the end of week 2, you'll be able to download the Padlet, and you will have as a compendium, a resource, something to go back to. So if you're taking your comprehensive exams or you need it for another course, you will have this information that you've developed about all of these important theorists with your classmates. So that's for week 1 and for week 2. And then the other thing that's very important in week 1 and will be an ongoing assignment is you will choose a hot topic. So I gave you a list of hot topics you can choose from, or if there's something that I didn't list that you're really interested in, just reach out to me and let's talk about it. Let's see if it will work. There's a link to a Google Sheet for you to sign up for the hot topic you are choosing. Only one person per topic, so make sure you scan to see what other people have selected. And I would encourage you to select as soon as possible if you'd like to get your first choice. And then choose the week that you want to present. So presentations are going to start in weeks 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 will be the hot topic presentations. So sign up. I know some people prefer to go really early, get it done with, not have to worry about it. Other people would prefer to wait. But again, it's only going to be up to 4 people per week presenting. So if you wait till the end to sign up, you're just going to have to fill in where there's availability. So again, please make sure, and I'm sorry, it's 3 presentations per week, not 4. Make sure that you choose your hot topic and your week for presentation and get it into the Google Sheet as soon as possible. What will happen with that is, after this week, our discussions are going to be based around these hot topics. You will watch all of your classmates' hot topic presentations and comment on them and make connections to your learning and your experience with theirs. And anybody who does a presentation will respond to the comments you're making to them. So that's what our discussions will be beginning in week 3. So I think that's pretty clear. Again, if you have any questions, please post them to the general discussion board. Or again, if they're personal in nature, send me a private message through Blackboard. And it's really interesting. I've taught this course a couple times now, and the hot topic presentations are typically really informative and really wonderful to watch. It's a lot of really good work. Make sure that when you think about your presentations, make sure you think about the visuals, make sure you think about what you're going to be saying. You can use a PowerPoint, you can use a Prezi, you can use Canva, use whatever you feel most comfortable in doing those presentations. It's fine with me. And I think I forgot to mention that with discussions, if you would prefer to do a video post like I'm doing right now, you can feel free to do that. Just keep it under 5 minutes and post your references in a separate Word document. You can just upload it into the discussion. Anyhow, it's really nice to meet all of you. Some of you I've had in other classes. It's really nice to see some familiar faces. And I look forward to learning with you for the rest of the class. Take care.